Welcome to another episode. Today we are working on the white Miata. As you can see behind me is the black Miata. We first need to take apart and remove the parts that we need from here so we can start mounting them or seeing how they would fit on the white one. Today the white Miata is getting its frame pulled so that it can go back to place and see what damage and what parts from this parts car need to be removed and placed onto it so it can be functional once again. So the first 5 hours I spent disassembling the front of the car, and it was like the last 2 or like 1 or 2 hours was spent mostly on the upright support. First started out with removing the bumper, which is very easy. Then we move on to the headlights. After the headlights, I unclipped the fenders and I started with taking off the doors. When you take off the door, there's easy access to the fender so you can remove it properly without breaking any tabs or anything, which is what you should do. You're working in a car and it's a parts car and you need all the parts to be preserved. Do the same thing on the other side, remove the other door and the fender as well. After that, I started doing the front crash bars where you can get to it and you can start drilling out the spot welds. And after the spot welds are drilled out, you can just remove the upright support. This will take a bit of time because, well, proper tools, even if you have them, it's still a pain to just drill them out. Then I brought it to a lift, took the wheel off and started removing the shock as well as prepping what I'll be working on and drilling out. I used a steel wool spinning thingy, whatever it's called, tool, and it was used to take off the silicone and expose where the spot welds were. Found the spot welds, put a little dink into them so that my drill bit could follow that. There we go. That was 10 hours and 3 minutes and 2,350 calories. That was a pretty good, very productive day. We removed the whole, as you can see, strut support as well as the side engine curtain, which is what we need for the white Miata, which is behind me, or actually in front of me. It's currently being fixed, and this one from the black Miata, the parts car will be welded onto there, and the white Miata should be ready to be reassembled and yeah, good to go actually. This car though is gonna get somehow this attached with the wheel so that it can actually drive back, and we'll put it onto a lift and get it towed to our house so we can then take it apart more and use it as a parts car. Go check out the time lapse of the person who was working on the white Miata, how he removed the strut brace and how he puts it into place as well, if I recorded that. Here is the white Miata, which is currently getting its frame mended. As you can see, it was also removed. This was removed by a different person who was going to be putting all back together. And here is the part that was removed from the black Miata. As you can see, this will fit right on into here. That's going to get welded up and realigned back again, so that this is all good. The frame damage is no mess, no joke. I mean, it's a very big mess, and that's indeed to fix, and that took a lot of time. Started the painting process by lifting the car, taking off the wheel, untightening a couple of bolts by the strut, and then preparing for masking. Also, when masking, instead of like I did, I used some old duct tape which left residue, use some painter's tape. When masking, try to mask as far away and leave as much open metal to paint as possible. That way when you're painting, you'll have a spray off, little particles of paint will be falling, and it'll be an equal, or better say a better looking fade from the color. Even if the color is not fully matching, it's going to look much more natural if the lines are a bit farther away. I started preparing where I'll be painting by fully removing the paint on the top, which was a mistake. You know, I'm not going to fully remove the paint if there's paint there previously. Instead of fully removing it so you don't have to prime it again, you can just use a metal type of wire and brush it so it becomes from glossy goes to matte, and once it's matte, the paint's going to be very nicely sticking to it. When working with car putty and hardener, I think it's called filler or something like that, I don't know. You should have a 10-to-1 mixture ratio, having 10 of the putty and 1 of the hardener, and that way you have like a couple minutes, I think 3, 4, 5 minutes of work time where you can apply it and get it to the place you want. Applying the filler is pretty simple. I'm not an expert, it's my first time, but just to force it in with the pressure of the blade or the spatula or whatever you're using into the crevices where it needs to be filled, and hope it sits properly. Then just wipe it down on top and have like a cleaner surface so there's less to sand down once we get to the sanding part. When sanding down the filler, you need to sand it down so it is not exposed and not having any rigid edges or anything, because all of that will be exposed through the paint. I did not do a great job. My father came and helped me out and sanded it down even more to get a nice and equal flowing texture on it. We started painting by applying a coat of primer onto the exposed metal bits where I messed up and fully sanded them down. One mistake that we did make was we did not degrease the whole strut tower and the whole painting area before starting, which later come up with problems of little bubbles. As you start painting, you can apply one coat, wait a couple of minutes, 10-20 minutes, and then apply a second coat, again 10-20 minutes, apply a third coat, and if you want you can go for a fourth coat as well. I think we went 3 or 4 coats, not too sure, and it turned out looking pretty nicely after that. Like I said previously, when we started painting, we did not degrease. The next day when I came to check it up and start taking off all the masking, I saw that the greased parts were shriveled up, which was a little bit unfortunate, but it's still under the hood, so it's fine for the time being. It'll be covered by other components as well, which it's fine, but like at the same time, we could have done better if we degreased it. It's one simple step that we just forgot to do. These little tabs on the engine curtains or whatever they're called, they come in black. Even though it's a white chassis car, they still come in black. But on my white Miata, I went ahead and sanded them down, prepped them, and painted them. I'm not too sure this is fully in focus or not. We're on the FX6 Sony camera, which is massive and my arm is hurting. But that is done. My R5 camera has still not arrived back. I think I did just voiceovers pretty much for this whole segment, but it turned out pretty nicely. It is white, it's under the hood, so it doesn't matter how it looks actually, until like maybe if we ever do some engine work, I don't know, rebuild the engine or something in the future. That's a lot of money, but if that happens, well then we'll probably have money for repainting the whole internal or engine bay, better say. But we'll see when that happens. My arm hurts. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys later.